We're going to stay with this as long as we keep power. If you watched us earlier this afternoon, we had a tornado just like that came through.
In April 2011, the largest tornado outbreak ever recorded hit 6 states and severely damaged hundreds of towns and cities throughout the Southeast. The year was 1999. 2 high school seniors walked into Columbine High School on April 20th and murdered 12 students and 1 teacher and injured 21 others. On April 16, 2007, Virginia Tech senior Seung-Hoi Cho shot and killed 32 people and wounded 17 others in what has become known as the deadliest shooting spree by a single gunman in United States history. Ashley Blamey, a member of the Case Management and Threat Assessment teams, as well as the SEE Center, says emergency preparedness is essential for college campuses. Blamey is also the national director of the Threat Assessment Team system, as 144 college campuses across the United States now have established threat assessment teams. The SEE Center is an umbrella organization based upon prevention and intervention and deals with sexual assault, disease prevention, and at-risk behavior issues.
We have a lot of cases depending on the time of the year. You know, there are certain things like midterms are really stressful for people. Typically you get a lot of needs around those times, or just before grades come out. Kind of there's some of those predictable times, and then we have students all throughout the year who have different needs. So we keep the consistency of the meeting every week because that just works for the team environment. I mean, to know that you're going to do it and you're going to do it every week is important for consistency. But yeah, we're addressing needs every time we meet.
The UT Alert system is a text messaging service used to notify students, faculty, and staff of campus emergencies and/or closures. Brian Gard, director of UT Knoxville's emergency management, helps head the UT Alert system.
How do you decide what to send out and what not to send out?
Well, through a hazard analysis, we go through and decide what threats are campus threats and what we could likely see, and we've looked at all that and prescripted messages for all the things that could be threats to the campus. And what we do is if that situation arises, you pull up that script and you enter it and you send that out. And there's scripts for text, email, phone message. So most people are familiar with the email and the text, but the notification system actually goes to many other means. Some people get phone calls if they're on the emergency response team. The blue phones are used if they're appropriate for that particular threat.
The case management team meets on a weekly basis and is made up of 6 members of UT administration. They are the Director of Housing, the Director of Mental Health, the Director of the Career Center, the Chief of Police of UTPD, and the Associate Dean of Student Affairs. Chief Troy Lane of the University of Tennessee Police Department, who is also a member of the case management and threat assessment teams, says UTPD works hard to make sure all individuals feel safe on UT.
Well, look at every active shooter case that we've had in the last decade. And the common denominator is that we're dealing with people that are having mental health issues, that need help. And oftentimes what we found through that process, when we reflect and we look back on what's going on, there were a lot of people in the loop that knew that this young man in all these cases needed help. But they weren't always talking to each other. So case management is the attempt to get all the right people to the table to discuss those issues and make sure that when we identify people that are in distress, that we're providing them the right services, that we're getting them with the right people, and that they aren't falling through the cracks.
The threat assessment team meets on an as-needed basis and addresses more at-risk behavior seen on UT campus. All UT security systems work in conjunction with the University of Tennessee Police Department and the Knoxville Police Department.
Well, you know, I think the focus of today's event is to go around the campus and the adjoining area and to determine any safety concerns and issues, things like lighting and sidewalks and brush, and then any other danger spots that might bring some concern for safety for the students as they move around campus. If we were to have some kind of an active shooter incident on campus, one is we train for it. So we have joint training with the university. So we train as the first officers get there, and if it's a mix of KPD, UTPD, they go together. So they form a team and they go together. And we all get on the same communications right away. Once we learn that there is an incident, then we all go to a similar channel. It's called critical incident. We all go to the critical incident channel, and then we set up operations, and all the resources will come to that location, and then we'll get the resources out from a command post location that we designate. So, and then the way that works, it's kind of a unified command where the UT chief and myself will work together to determine, where our resources are needed and what resources we need.
With many security measures in place, University of Tennessee administrators are working hard to ensure that all members of the college campus are safe and sound during emergency situations.